What if I told you that a ministry could double its donations, expand its programs, balance its budget, and still be failing? That sounds impossible. After all, aren't growing donations the ultimate sign of success? Not according to Scripture. In fact, some of the most successful organizations on paper may be drifting furthest from their God given mission. Today, we're talking about why kingdom based charities must measure far more than money. Hello, I'm Guy Williams, founder of Community Lifters. For nearly 5 decades, I've worked with organizations ranging from small businesses to large nonprofits, churches, and ministries. And during those years, I've discovered something important. Financial health is essential, but financial health alone does not equal kingdom impact. The challenge facing many faith based organizations today is that we often borrow the world's definition of success while attempting to accomplish God's mission. Scripture calls us to something higher. In 1 Samuel 16:7, God tells Samuel, "The Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart." Human beings naturally measure visible results. God measures faithfulness. Jesus reinforced this principle throughout his ministry. He praised a widow who gave 2 small coins. He celebrated faithful servants who stewarded what they were given. And in Matthew 25:21, he says, "Well done, good and faithful servant." Notice what he doesn't say. He doesn't say, "Well done, good and profitable servant." Kingdom success has always been measured differently. Here's a question every nonprofit board should ask. If your donations doubled next year, but no additional lives were transformed, would you consider that success? Most leaders immediately hesitate. And that hesitation reveals something important. Deep down, we already know that money is a means, not the mission. Interestingly, modern research supports this biblical principle. Researchers studying nonprofit effectiveness have found that financial performance alone does not accurately measure mission fulfillment. Nonprofit scholars Peter Frumkin and Mark Kim have written extensively about the importance of evaluating organizations based on both financial sustainability and mission achievement. Likewise, research from Gallup consistently shows that people become more engaged when they are connected to meaningful purpose rather than simply organizational performance. The Bible taught this long before organizational psychology discovered it. People thrive when they understand the purpose behind the work. So, what should kingdom based charities measure? First, measure life transformation. Don't simply ask how many people were served, ask how many lives were changed. Second, measure spiritual growth. Are people moving closer to Christ? Are disciples being developed? Are faith conversations increasing? Third, measure volunteer engagement. Healthy ministries create committed servants who remain energized by the mission. Fourth, measure community trust. Does your community view your organization as credible, compassionate, and faithful? And fifth, measure mission alignment. Are your programs, staffing, and decisions still advancing the calling God gave your organization? These indicators often reveal far more about kingdom impact than financial statements ever could. The Apostle Paul reminds us in 1 Corinthians 3:6, "I planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the growth." Our responsibility is faithful stewardship. God is responsible for the increase. John Calvin often emphasized that believers are called to faithfulness in their vocation, leaving ultimate results in God's hands. Likewise, Abraham Kuyper taught that every sphere of life belongs to Christ and should be evaluated according to his purposes, not merely human measurements. Kingdom organizations exist to glorify God, serve people, and advance his purposes, not simply to accumulate resources. Money matters, stewardship matters, budgets matter. But kingdom leaders must never confuse resources with results. The true question is not simply, how much money did we raise? The better question is, what eternal impact did God accomplish through the resources he entrusted to us? Because one day every ministry leader will stand before Christ. And on that day, faithfulness, not fundraising, will be the ultimate measurement. If this video encouraged you, please like, subscribe, and share it with another nonprofit or ministry leader who wants to maximize their kingdom impact. And remember, measure money wisely, but measure eternity carefully. And by all means, keep your focus on the mission.